You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here today, and today, man, we have a true honor. We're going to be talking about NBC The Voice, and we have the one and only Lucia Flores-Wiseman. She is with Team Adam. First and foremost, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much. You have such a low, wonderful voice to hear in the morning.
I appreciate it. Well, you have an amazing voice yourself. And speaking of that, let's go back and rewind the clock a little bit. Take us to the blind auditions because you had everybody turned around for you. What was your feeling in that moment? And just kind of talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the blind auditions were a really crazy time. I was doing as much as I could to ground myself before and during the performance. A lot of people mentioned, they were like, oh, you didn't even look like you were nervous or anything. And I honestly wasn't, because I was just leaving up my hard work towards the song and my singing up to Fate. But it was really crazy to see it your turn so quickly in the beginning of the song, to know that I think I was saying like 2 notes and Adam Levine turned around. And I think that kind of eased my mind even more, just knowing like, okay, let's just give a performance of a lifetime because I'm already in the show now. But to see every single coach turn around, it just felt so surreal. And like all my efforts of years of hard work have paid off.
And Adam, he had some very powerful things to say for you when he gave some feedback. He mentioned that with all the time that he's been on the show, he's been hoping to love someone who had a voice he's never heard before. How did it feel for him to say such just profound statements for you right from the jump in the early beginning of the show to lunch?
Yeah, those are the things that you dream of. It's like if you were to have a dream and you're hoping for everything to go perfectly right. That is what happens. Like, to have such an amazing artist that has worked his whole life and maintained so much popularity, and he knows the business, for him to sing such high praise about me felt so crazy, so mind-blowing, but also so affirming that I've been doing the right thing and continue to do the right thing.
We're talking to Lucia Flores-Wiseman on The Voice and with Team Adam. I mean, I have to ask you this. Has it ever sunk in yet? Are you feeling like you're still daydreaming, or is it like hitting you where, wow, I'm really on the biggest stage right now having this opportunity?
Yeah, I feel like it's starting to hit me. It's crazy to see the amount of people that are supporting me online. And I think that's what's making it the most real. But, you know, it does feel like a dream, but I feel like my life is a dream. I feel like I'm grateful that I have so many lucky things in my life. But yeah, it's starting to feel like reality because of how many people are also acknowledging my talent.
And being able to work with someone like Adam, who's on top of his game, he knows what he's talking about. As a coach, having the ability to just soak in what he's saying to you. What's maybe one thing that sticks out the most that you've been able to learn from him personally?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing is he knows what it's like to be under so much pressure, yet still know how to perform out on top. And so I think the biggest thing that I've been learning from him is focusing on my own talent and my own skill and working hard rather than letting all the noise outside of my mind in the world and social media, making sure that that doesn't seep into my performance and my artistry. And I think that kind of surpasses more than any other vocal critique because it really sets me up right for this industry.
Being on one of the biggest stage and TV shows right now in the nation, how does it feel for you personally to be able to show up in the moment and also just appreciate the moment? Because this is a great, grand opportunity that so many people would love to have.
Yeah, it is such a privilege to be on that stage. And so I made sure that when I first got to step on that stage, that I was observing all the surroundings, taking deep breaths in, and kind of repeating the mantra of the stage is my home, because I did not want to take for granted or to mess up on that stage and have all my years of work be sacrificed by feeling nervous. And I really feel like there's so many talented people in this world that not everyone gets to be on that stage. So really the service that I can best do is to enjoy every single moment that I'm on that stage. So yeah, I really don't take it for granted.
One last question, quick question for you is, when you look at different milestones in your career so far, you have some very strong ones. Let's think about the time when you went to Spain to study abroad to reconnect to your roots. How much does culture play a role in just you showcasing your talent for the world to see?
Yeah, I think it's so important to be enveloped in your culture. And for me, growing up in a very white community, like, you know, I do have a white mom, but also a Mexican father. And I did not grow up in a town that spoke a lot of Spanish or celebrated that. It's not like they were, you know, going against it. It's more like I just never felt secure in that. So being able to study abroad, it was something for me to, it was such a personal goal of learning Spanish so that I can then speak with my grandfather and with my grandmother and all my family in Mexico. And, you know, I was always able to use music as a way to communicate with my family in Mexico. But to have this final straw of connecting language with them meant something so important to me. And not to mention just to see where some of my roots in Spain. I mean, as we know, Mexico is not the Mexico that it is without Spanish colonization either. And so it was just a really beautiful experience to feel free to see the culture that I'm a part of and recognize that while I may not be living in that culture every single day, that I am a part of it. And it makes me who I am, and that makes my music who I am.
We've been talking to the one and only Lucia Flores-Wiseman of The Voice, NBC, The Voice, and Team Adam. Once again, like always, man, don't you forget that name. I'm telling you, don't forget that name. Once again, I want to say to you, Lucia, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.